Welcome in to the last TBR of 2025. Can you believe it? It is officially December. We're picking the final books that we're gonna read this year. That is insane. I am once again bringing back the TBR jar. I missed her last month. We did some blindly unwrapping, which is always fun, but I do miss the TBR jar when she's not here. So we're bringing her back for the final TBR. The TBR cart has a bunch of brand new books because it was recently my birthday. So I'm very excited. I have high hopes. I also really want to prioritize the last 7, I think, books left on my yearly TBR. So most of them, actually all of them that I own are on here. And then I'm keeping in mind I think it's only 2 that I don't physically own. So if we can get those into a prompt, I'm gonna do them because I really want to finish that list and I think it's possible. Without further ado, we are going to pick our very first prompt and hopefully, I feel like there are good vibes in the air. Hopefully we get a good final TBR. Let's go. I've just dropped prompts everywhere, but we're gonna go for this one. She says, okay, well I can't do this because it's number 1, but it says mandatory swap out of 1 book. I forgot to say that I have a bunch of forfeit prompts in here. That would normally be a forfeit, like I have to swap out one of the books, but as we have literally just started, I actually can't do that. So we will pop her back in the jar and maybe it'll come up later. Okay, not off to a brilliant start. Here was me saying the good vibes were in the air. Literally started with a forfeit. Anyway, let's go for this prompt here. It's a big one. It says, has a number in the title. A number in the title. I don't even know if we're gonna have any. We're not getting off to a brilliant start, are we? Okay. Okay, we do have 1. We have 3 women. That is an option. Okay. I think that is our only option. Not necessarily how I wanted to start the TBR, but we're starting with a non-fiction. We're starting with a book called 3 Women, which is blurbed by Dolly Alderton, and the only thing I know about it is we're following 3 women, as the title suggests, and I believe the author wrote this book and like spent years and years living with these women, moving to the towns that these women lived in and like following them. Other than that, I really don't know what this book is about and I can't really remember why I bought it. I think it was just because Dolly Alderton blurbed it. I don't even know what connects these 3 women, assuming there is anything. I don't know at all what to expect. Book number 1 is a non-fiction, not how I wanted this to go, but hey ho, hoping this will be good. I feel like I trust Dolly Alderton, so we're starting with 3 women. Throwback to when I said there were good vibes in the air. So far we've had a forfeit prompt and then a non-fiction. Carrying on, picking book number 2. Let's go for this prompt here. And it says, off my book beat list. Okay, that is fun. That is my audiobook app, so let me have a little look-see. I wonder if there are any from my 2025 list that I could do. Okay, immediately we could do We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. That is on that list. We could also do Alone With You in the Ether, also off that list. Okay, I don't think any of the others are on there. There are other books on here that I could pick, but I think I'm gonna go with one of the ones from my 2025 list, in which case, I think I'm gonna pick We Love You Bunny because I am very excited about it. We Love You Bunny is the sequel / apparently prequel to Bunny by Mona Awad, which is like a weird, confusing horror about these girls in a cult. It was brilliant, I loved it. I did read it ages ago, but the sequel came out this year and I have been very excited. The only thing I know about this book is we're following the other bunnies and the original like main girl wrote a book about them. I think quite a scathing book, and they are not happy at how they were portrayed, so they kidnap her. I think that is a very strong book number 2. It's quite long, I think. It looks like the audiobook is 20 hours, so that's gonna be a long one to get through, but nonetheless, I think we are gonna go for We Love You Bunny as book number 2. Okay, let us pick our 3rd prompt. I'm gonna go this one here, and she says, oh, generator picks a shelf. Okay. So I'm gonna let a random wheel pick shelf 1, 2, or I say 3, there's only 3 books down there, but I guess if we get number 3, we have less options. So this one gives me a little bit more free choice, unless I pick shelf number 3. Here's hoping. Okay, let me make a quick wheel. Okay, please give me shelf 1 or 2 because I would actually really like some free choice in this TBR. What is it? Number 1. That was so close to number 3. Okay. shelf number 1. So I can pick any of the books up here, so that is exciting. I'm feeling like I should pick one of my 25 to read. So we could do She's Always Hungry, we could do Private Rights, Alone With You in the Ether, The Boyfriend. I think that's it for the ones up there, in which case, which one do I want? I think I'm gonna go for She's Always Hungry, which is Eliza Clark's short story debut. As we all know, I adore Eliza Clark. I've read all of her other books. Well, she only has 2 other books, both of her other books. And this is the last one they have left to read. It's a collection of feminist horror short stories following the theme of hunger. That is all I know, but I adore Eliza Clark's writing. I have put this one off for quite a while because it's a short story collection and that's not my favourite thing, but I trust Eliza Clark. I trust her so much. I know I love her writing. So I'm very hopeful that this will be a good one. So, book number 3, a short story collection, She's Always Hungry. Okay, we are already at the halfway point, which is kind of crazy. We are picking book number 4. Let me go for... Oh, we have 2 prompts. I'm gonna go for this one. It says, heads or tails? Okay, fun. I don't think we've ever had this prompt before. That is very fun. So I'm gonna pick 2 books and then a coin toss is gonna decide which one we read. So I feel like I should stick with my theme of picking books that I need to get read. So books on my 25 list, should we do that? In which case I am thinking Private Rights versus The Boyfriend. Both of these are on my 25 list. So yeah, let's go for one of these. Let me pull up a pretend coin toss, I guess, because I don't actually have any coins in the Nia facility. Okay, I've pulled up a coin simulator. It does it automatically, but I haven't actually assigned which is heads or tails yet, so we're gonna re-spin, but let's go heads, Private Rights, tails, The Boyfriend. Everyone remember that. Heads, tails. Okay, and let's spin it and see which one we're reading. Tails. So that was The Boyfriend, right? I hope I've remembered that correctly. That is fun. We are reading a Freida McFadden. Always a good time. This one follows Sydney. She is a woman living in New York, and I think it's a little bit to do with the dating scene. I'm pretty sure it's to do with online dating, and then she starts dating a man who then maybe turns out to potentially be a serial killer or something. That is all I know, but I feel like at this time of the year my brain has pretty much melted. Like, I am having such a busy few months, so I feel like a nice, fun, quick thriller is gonna be a good time. So that is the halfway mark. That is book number 4. We're reading The Boyfriend. Okay, we're doing good. I've so far got 3 books off of my 2025 list onto this TBR, so I feel like that is a good start. Let's see if we can get any more. Let's go for prompt number 5. I'm gonna pick... Oh, this is the tiniest prompt ever. Okay, this says positive words in the title. Okay, let me see what we can do. Love, I think that counts as like a positive word. Peace. Love again. Promising, we actually have loads. Sweet, I think that counts. Love for a 3rd time. Favorites, I feel like that counts. I might just stop here. I feel like we have so many options and I kind of already know what I want to do, so it seems pointless pulling all of the other books out. Okay, having pulled out this entire stack, I'm gonna pick the first one that I picked up. Love and Other Words, because many reasons, but partially, mostly, it's already in a video. So I'm just gonna use this one as a good opportunity. I know this is getting read this month, so we're just gonna pick it. My first Christina Lauren book. I actually own a few. I have not at all been in my romance era recently, but I've heard literally the most incredible things about this one. And of all their books, I definitely wanted to start with this one. This is a then and now timeline. I think this couple, yeah, they were together when they were like 15 and then something happened, we don't know what, and then you're following them in the now timeline. Loads of time has passed, and I guess trying to figure out what happened in the past, etc. That's all I really know, but I know people adore this book. And as I say, it has already been picked for a video that I filmed the introduction for so long ago and then just haven't got around to filming the video. So it's finally coming out this month and this is included. So book number 5, Love and Other Words. Okay, we are doing good. We are on to book number 6. So let's go for, oh, tiny prompt again. This one says, fun, published after 2010.
Published after 2010.
I can't lie, I feel like that's quite an open prompt.
Published after.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of options, so maybe let me just pick something that I want to read. See, the vibes have come back around. I knew there were good vibes in the air.
After.
Okay, what am I excited for? I do really want to read The Favourites. I know that came out recently. What else? Death in Her Hands, I am so excited for. I should be sticking to my 25 list, but I feel like we've already done a few, so I might just pick like more of a mood read for this one. Promising Young Women, I'm so excited for. There's so many new ones that I want to read and I'm so excited about. Very Cold People by an author who I have adored this year. Let's maybe pick one of these four, because I feel like I am extremely excited for all of these. They are all kind of like general fiction slash literary fiction. This one has maybe more of a romance in it, so maybe we shouldn't do that one because we did just pick a romance. Maybe one of these three. But I have read and loved all of these authors before, every single one of them, so this is a very difficult decision. But I think I might go with my gal Ottessa Moshfegh, because you know I adore her. This one, every time I read it, I feel like it sounds like a thriller, but I just don't think it's going to be. It's about this woman who moves to a town following the death of her husband, I believe, and she's walking her dog in the woods and she stumbles across a dead body, and there's a note attached to it and it says, "Her name was Magda. Nobody will ever know who killed her. It wasn't me. Here is her dead body." I just think that sounds so intriguing. And as I say, I have loved everything that Ottessa Moshfegh has written, and I feel like I'm gonna love this one too. Not on my 2025 list, but we gotta throw a couple of mood reads in there to keep it interesting. Okay, we are back on task. We are trying to pick books from my 25 list, but sometimes you gotta deviate, but we're back on task now. Okay, picking prompt number 7. Oh, I have 2 there. Let's go for this one here. And it says, random picture generator. These are always the most literal random pictures and I normally don't have a clue, and sometimes they're really creepy, but okay. Pulling up the random picture generator. Whatever it lands on originally when we search, I will like redo it just because it always comes up with one originally. Okay, this is what I mean. They're so random. Okay, picking a new picture. Ice and mountains and sky, I guess. Okay, that is a very specific sort of climate. So something set in like a cold, middle of nowhere type thing. Okay. Is anything jumping out immediately? I'm half thinking like a thriller set in the middle of nowhere, that type of thing potentially. The Intruder kind of looks like it has that like ice cracking kind of a feel, if you see what I'm trying to say. I guess by that same logic, the Mirror Man also has this like ice cracking. Also very cold people. It doesn't really match the picture at all, but then it has the word cold in it, and that was definitely a cold climate. Okay, I feel like these are our best options. Are they a little bit of a stretch? Maybe. I think it's the best we're gonna do because the pictures are always so random, but I'm kind of thinking of that like cracking ice look. And I'm kind of thinking, to me, the one that matches best is the Mirror Man. Do you see what I'm putting down? It's got this like cracking effect that it had in the water, the same kind of colours, this like grey blue. Is that a bit of a stretch? Maybe. I don't know, but I think I'm gonna go with it anyway. Okay, the penultimate book is The Mirror Man. This is a thriller of some description, and it is following. Oh yeah, it's something to do with a girl 5 years ago who gets abducted on her way home from school. And then they discover her body like years and years later, and then we're following the detectives trying to find another lead for a different missing girl. But I think there's probably like connections between the two. I picked this book up randomly at an airport when we got stranded, and we were stranded so long that they gave us an $8 voucher. So I used it to buy this. Don't know what to expect with this one, have never heard any reviews, but I feel like it'll be fun to have a thriller, and I feel like it kind of gives the energy of that photo. It's like chilling and cold and there's the cracking effect. I'm really selling this because I don't know if it's a brilliant match, but I'm not sure anything on here was a brilliant match, so we're going with The Mirror Man. Okay, I believe we're down to our final book choice, so hopefully a good one. I feel like we've got a strong TBR so far. I'm gonna go for this prompt here, and it says, perfect. A book with a 4+ stars on Goodreads. That is what we like to see. Basically a book with like positive reviews. Immediately, I am thinking the favourites. I feel like that has to have good reviews on there, but let me check. I feel like that is such a well-loved book. 4.07, okay, very strong option. What else am I feeling? I feel like some of the other ones I've picked up are literary fictions and they tend to have lower ratings, so I don't know if they will have a 4+. What about Annie Bot? I've been really intrigued by that book. No, that is a 3.83. What else? Anything from my 25 list? Private Rights, maybe? Not sure though, because they are literary fictions. No, 3.62. What about Ghosts? Because that was the other one on my list that I wanted to get to. 3.87. No. Okay. Bittersweet. 3.92. Okay, do you know what? I'm bored. I'm gonna pick the favourites. I'm sure there are other ones on here that are 4 stars, but I'm really excited about this one, so let's just go for this one. This is always comped to Daisy Jones and it's following 2 figure skaters, I believe, who were in the Olympics years ago and then had some big scandal happen, and then I think it's years later and they start competing together again, or they come back together. There's some form of interview format to tell the story. I don't really know, but it's like general contemporary fiction and then also a little bit of romance subplot potentially, but I've just heard the most incredible things and high average rating. I think it could be so good. So ending the TBR with the favourites. Okay, I feel like that's a pretty strong TBR. We've got quite a good mix and I feel like I managed to get a fair few off of my 25 list into here, so I'm happy with that. To run through all of the books that we have, we start with Three Women, which is a non-fiction. We Love You, Bunny, which is a horror/literary fiction. She's Always Hungry, which is a short story debut. The Boyfriend, which is thriller. Love and Other Words, which is a romance. Death in Her Hands, which I'm assuming is literary fiction, but don't actually know. The Mirror Man, which is, I guess, mystery, maybe thriller. And last but not least, The Favourites, which is contemporary fiction. And that is our last TBR of the entire year. Can you believe it? Thank you so much for watching, and generally for watching all of my videos this year. You guys are wonderful. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I would love to have you. Like the video, comment, all of that fun stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. I love you. Goodbye. Hit that really hard.